This is ABC7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. We begin with some breaking news out of Sarasota. Right now, there's a big traffic snarl heading into St. Armand's Circle after a box truck drove over the side of the Coon Key Bridge. We have a live look at the crash scene now. Sarasota police say the driver lost control and was heading towards St. Armand's Circle around 10 o'clock this morning when the truck went off the bridge. He made it out of the truck and was taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital for treatment. That truck, as you can see, is still in the water. The Marine Patrol officers are on the scene there deciding the best way to remove it. Sarasota County Fire Department is working to contain any fuel or oil that may be leaking into the water. Meanwhile, officers are trying to keep traffic moving, which has been backed up for hours. No roads are currently closed, but the westbound lanes there of the Coon Key Bridge are down to just one lane. And as you can see, it will need some repairs because the railing is out. The truck went through there and just left a gaping hole through the bridge there. So remember, this bridge was just repaired for months by the Florida Department of Transportation. We'll see later what kind of repairs it will need after this. Now, police say the truck was carrying about 80 gallons of fuel. Our tower cam is showing some of the traffic back up now from this mishap. This is a live look of the Ringling Bridge. You can see the lanes coming towards us. Those are the eastbound lanes. Those are moving fine, but if you're heading west out to St. Armand's or Lido Key or to the southern end of Longboat Key, it's going to take a while because just one lane is open on that Coon Key Bridge, and traffic will be backed up for quite a while until they can get that scene cleared. In other news, Halloween now just 2 weeks away, but there is some popular costume that you will not find at one of the nation's largest retailers this year. ABC7's Rebecca Vargas joins us now with what the creepy clown craze sweeping social media has to do with this change at Target.
Well, Scott, just this morning, we're learning that Target has pulled all clown masks from their store's shelves and on their website. This comes after what's being called the creepy clown scare in some parts of the country, where pranks, threats, and just general creepy stories are being told about people in clown masks. Target saying this decision was made out of sensitivity to the issue at hand. But all these clown encounters seem to be helping scary clown masks fly off the shelves in other stores. National costume retailer Halloween Express says that its clown costume sales are up 239% this year so far. Even McDonald's is being extra cautious, considering where their famous clown Ronald McDonald will appear. The corporation released a statement last week saying, in quote, the current climate around clown sightings in communities is the reason why they are doing this. We caught up with Suncoast parents to find out what they think about the impact the scare is having on Halloween.
Everyone's got to be so politically correct these days. I think that it's just some people just having fun, but I understand Target's got to do what they feel is going to give them the image they're looking for.
Personally, I don't see the need for that, but my kids are young and they're not a fan of clowns, so I'm kind of like, yeah, sure, I'm indifferent.
For those that are indifferent or just still want a clown costume, just a few stores down from the Target in the UTC shopping area, Spirit Halloween is still carrying their clown costumes. Scott, back to you.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. A Sarasota man is busted after police find drugs and guns in his home. Sarasota police arresting 30-year-old Eli Giada Williams. They were investigating a narcotics sale that supposedly took place at his home. And during that raid, police found marijuana and hydromorphone pills. An assault rifle and handgun were also found, along with $2,500 in cash. Williams is now facing numerous drug charges, along with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon charge. Longboat Key commissioners will discuss a moratorium on medical marijuana dispensaries this afternoon. The moratorium would allow commissioners time to create regulations for those dispensaries. If the amendment on legalizing medical marijuana passes in November, the moratorium would be in effect for 12 months. It would impact any cannabis dispensaries and treatment centers that could be developed on Longboat Key. Sarasota County School Board is planning to bring back an old debate over a controversial topic involving bathroom policies. The board is expected to discuss tomorrow whether transgender students can use the bathroom for the gender to which they identify with. They'll be looking at national trends and recent lawsuits people have filed relating to that policy. No decision is expected to be made. The meeting takes place tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Also tomorrow, the school board is expected to choose its next superintendent of schools. The finalists include Deputy Superintendent of St. Johns County in Northeast Florida, Brennan Asplin III. The only local candidate, Todd Bowden, the Executive Director of Sarasota County's Adult and Career Education Program, and Mark Porter, the current Superintendent of Monroe County Schools in the Florida Keys. Candidates will, the vote on the current will take place tomorrow by the school board, and they will replace Superintendent Lori White, who is retiring in February. Think you can dance? Well, dozens of young dancers thought so this weekend. Travis Wall, the popular dance trainer from the hit TV show So You Think You Can Dance, made a stop in Sarasota to teach the young performers a few new techniques.
It's my way of giving back, and I feel that I can still keep a hand in the new generation of dancers coming up and be able to share what I've experienced in my career.
Wall said he's been teaching master classes all around the country for years. The students who trained with him at the Potter Building say they hope he'll come back soon and do this all again. I'm sure they learned a lot. All right, meteorologist John Scalzi joins us now. Look at our Monday afternoon weather, and nice weekend. A few showers around on Saturday, but then Sunday was
hot.
nice. And that too. Yeah.
91 yesterday.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Ouch. We're on the road to that same spot again today, it looks like.
Yeah.
A lot of cloud cover out there, and probably a few showers around as well, although over the weekend we had a little extra kicker in the atmosphere to help the shower chances along. Today we don't have that, but still I bet one or two build in inland areas particularly. Sarasota webcam showing a few fair weather clouds now moving into the picture after a nice blue sky start to the day. Those clouds so far not producing rainfall, but no doubt that might change as we see those showers beginning to move into inland areas. Highlands now seeing a few of those scattered showers around. They'll probably move into Hardy and DeSoto County within the next couple of hours. And least you think the season is over, the Hurricane Center is watching another system building out in near Atlantic waters, I might add. Possibly might develop. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Also, daytime high temperatures topping out well above average by about 6 or 7 degrees, coming in the near 90-degree mark. But there's cooler weather on the horizon, and we will talk about that in a few minutes. Scott?
Sounds good. Thank you, John. Some parts of Venice are experiencing some water outages today. That outage is in effect from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. this afternoon along Park Boulevard. This is from Barcelona Avenue to Apalachicola Road for odd number addresses and from Narvezi Street to Apalachicola Road for even number addresses. There's also an outage for everyone living from Ridgewood Avenue to Inagua Avenue in Venice. All those affected will need to boil water for drinking and cooking for 72 hours or until the boil water advisory has been lifted. We still have some time before tax season begins, but if you filed for a 6-month extension back in April, today is the deadline to file your 2015 federal tax return. That deadline was extended since the normal October 15th deadline fell on a weekend this year. Millions of Americans ask for a 6-month extension each year. You can still file online using the IRS free file or e-file. The fastest way to get a refund is through direct deposit. And if you owe the IRS, the best way to pay is through IRS Direct Pay. It's free and it uses your checking or savings account for the online payment. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now. And Richard, stocks moving slightly lower to start the new week on Wall Street.
Scott, you're absolutely right. Every index we follow is down roughly 0.2% for the day, so no really big changes. We've had a 73-point range top to bottom. The Dow was up 24 points at its high and down 49 points at its low. Certainly we continue to talk about the Fed and we continue to talk about earnings, but 22 days from today is the presidential election, and need I say, we're all wondering just how it'll come out and what the impact will be on the stock market. So as we say in television, stay tuned. Let's take a look at the figures as they stand right now. The Dow Jones Industrial Average down 38 points, 0.2% at 18,099.98, and on volume of 377 million shares. The NASDAQ also down not quite 0.2%, 9 points at 5,205.21. That on volume of 641 million shares. And the S&P, of course, also down 0.2%, 4 points at 2,128.84. Well, slightly down for the day, but not the case for Hasbro. The toy maker shares are up by 7% today. The company announced much better than expected earnings and total revenues, and a lot of it has to do with what you're looking at right there, girls' toys, particularly having to deal with Disney Princess, Frozen, or even Trolls. Well, Trolls doesn't even come out for another month. Believe it or not, sales of girls' toys are up 57%, while sales of boys' toys are up by 2%. So I guess there's a message there. If there's a girl on your holiday shopping list, you may want to get out there early. Hasbro certainly has lots of inventory right now, but based on the way things are selling, you just may want to act fast. So, Scott, I know there's a young lady in your life. She's probably a little old for some of those dolls, but there are a lot of people out there who are in the market. That's certainly the case.
Yeah, I hope the boys aren't on the bad boy list, you know, that they're not getting the toys.
That's right.
You'll be back at 5 with the closing numbers.
I will, absolutely.
All right, Richard, we'll see you then. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, tomorrow you can take in Sarasota one meal at a time for a taste of Sarasota's Fall Classic. The foodie event includes several local restaurants such as White Horse Pub, Opa Opa Greek Restaurant, and Sundance Catering. The event is $8. It includes all the food you can eat, and it takes place tomorrow from 5 to 8 at the Devon Event Venue on South Tamiami Trail in Sarasota. And let's get over to our kitchen now and check in with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher and see what she's cooking up today. Hi, Judy.
Well, hi there, Scott. It's time to dust off those bundt pans that our moms used years ago, because just like fashion, food goes in and out of style, and this year the thing to make for the holidays is a bundt cake. So I'm going to make a chocolate swirled pumpkin bundt cake. This is going to be perfect to serve your guests Thanksgiving morning, or we can dress it up with a nice bright orange glaze, which I'm going to do, and you can serve that along on Thanksgiving. I always say for every 3 pies, have 1 cake, because some people really do enjoy cake. This one takes a lot of bowls, I have to warn you, but the great news, it freezes beautifully. You can do it this weekend, and that's one thing to check off your list for Thanksgiving. Stay with me. I'm coming back with a great bundt cake to go.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
An important message for Americans eligible for Medicare.
Are you receiving all the benefits available to you? Do you know there is money available to lower your Medicare prescription costs?
Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you with no cost or obligation. We'll search a variety of plans from nationally recognized companies to find the coverage that's the best fit for you at a price that fits your budget, and we'll do it at no charge to you.
Plus, you may be able to save money on prescriptions. We'll tell you if you qualify.
Why pay a penny more than you have to for an insurance policy?
Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs.
Put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call the number on the screen now to make sure you're getting all the benefits you deserve. Don't wait. Call now.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Looking at an air temperature coming in warm again, 86 degrees. Dew point now at 70. Dew points lifting up. Temperatures are rising. It's feeling a little humid out there. And that's going to be the case for the next several days. There's just no two ways about it. Even with that northeasterly wind flow, it's just been so persistently northeast that it doesn't take much to get the humidity back. Even after a little bit of a brief, like 12-hour break in the humidity. And even so, we supported showers over the weekend. 86 degrees, as I mentioned, with a few fair weather clouds out there now, but those fair weather clouds will give way to a few showers as we head into the afternoon. Particularly in inland areas, I think, Arcadia, Myakka, Wauchula, all around 82, 83 degrees. But then so is Bradenton Parish, Lakewood Ranch, Northport. Punta Gorda's a little warmer at 85, Inglewood's at 82, Venice at 84, 86 as I mentioned in Sarasota, and 81 out at Longboat Key. But generally speaking, temperatures fairly uniformly in the mid-80s right now. That wind out of the northeast bringing a few clouds into the picture from time to time. We also have some locally grown clouds that have popped up over the course of the last few hours. The high-pressure ridge continues to exert its influence on the deep south, kind of removing the possibility of too much in the way of large-scale rain shower chances. Drier air has filtered down, and yes, I say we'll get a few scattered showers, but that's really about it. Meanwhile, back to the west, there's a cold front, which a lot of the plains in the deep south and the Ohio Valley and the northeast are going to be very appreciative of, as they have been baking in temperatures that have been running 10 to 20 degrees above average. So it'll be nice for them to get that front. And that front actually is the one which will eventually be pushed far enough south that it will come through the state of Florida, bringing us some drier and somewhat cooler air as we head into the weekend. It's going to be a very nice weekend, I think. A lot of sunshine, cool, crisp mornings, and some lower humidity air. Winds out of the east or northeast will continue today, giving us breezy conditions. I think by afternoon, winds will surge just a little bit. Only a small chance of rain, but there is a chance of rain, about a 10% chance. Drier air has moved in, and that will limit the rain shower chances to about 10%. Under the influence of that high as it sinks south, I think we'll probably almost be able to eliminate the rain chances as we head into tomorrow. For today, we'll see a few of those scattered showers work their way across. And, as I said, I'd put the rain chance at about 10%. That's near the coast. Inland, you might go with a 20% chance. And those showers will have the tendency to kind of die out as they move on shore. Then tomorrow, a much lesser chance of showers, I think, as that drier air continues to filter southward. Temperatures, though, will still be on the warm side. So we see a few showers now moving into the area. Highlands County seeing a few, Hardy and DeSoto. And there's a few popping up now around Arcadia. None of them will be severe. Most of the deep south not seeing a lot of rainfall. I think probably too much of an emphasis here on thunderstorm activity. I don't think we'll see a whole lot in the way of thunderstorms around. As I mentioned, we continue to monitor this cluster of showers and the low pressure area that the Hurricane Center gives about a 20% chance of forming. Water temperatures still support the possibility of formation. Upper level winds not very conducive for hurricane development or even tropical storm or depression development in Gulf waters, so not so worried about that. Forecast, most of the models show it lifting north, kind of skirting the U.S. coastline and then moving back out to sea if something does develop. Northeast wind at about 5 to 10 brings you a moderate chop, and the extended range forecast shows the benefits of a cold front coming through Friday night and lowering our temperatures a bit on Saturday with some very nice, cool, crisp nights. Back to you, Scott.
Looks great. Thank you so much, John. In health news today, while a lump is considered the most common symptom of breast cancer, some breast lumps are not cancerous and could mean other conditions. There are several things that may cause a lump besides the cancer. For example, women may notice breast lumps that come and go with their menstrual cycle, which is perfectly normal. Also common are non-cancerous growths like cysts or connective tissue conditions, which can cause lumpiness and tenderness.
Cancer can feel somewhat irregular in texture. Lumps that you can compress that can actually change in shape when you squeeze them are usually just benign fatty lobules, which are part of the normal anatomy of the breast. So a mass that doesn't compress is certainly something that needs to be evaluated.
Most lumps and changes can be found during a breast self-exam. Knowing what your normal breast tissue looks and feels like is important and makes it easy to recognize something new or different. If any persistent lumps, bumps, or breast changes are noticed, call your doctor. A Boston-based company is making preparation for a colonoscopy a lot tastier by creating bowel-clearing food bars and drinks. Unlike the salty and stale tasting laxative that's usually given to patients, these bars and drinks taste more like fruit smoothies and chocolate. The bars come in 3 flavors: lemon cooler, coconut, and white chocolate. Smoothies come in 2, strawberry banana and vanilla shake, and the beverages also come in 2 flavors, mixed berry and orange. But more research is needed before these bars, unfortunately, will be available to the public. We're going to have to wait for those. Still to come in your Suncoast News, Donald Trump is fighting hard to get from behind Hillary Clinton in the polls. His latest theory about the election and why he's calling it rigged. And there's plenty of public proposals out there, but this one definitely tops them all. One college football team came together to give an epic I do. We'll have the story next.
I'm Alan Cohn. The race for Florida's seat in the U.S. Senate. Challenger Patrick Murphy takes on incumbent Marco Rubio in their first televised debate.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Sometimes, when the course is difficult and you might take a step where you could fall, it's important to trust and ask for help. That's one of the most important things we learned at Tidewell's Teen Grief Retreat. On your grief journey, there are going to be difficult parts, but you have to trust in yourself and your support systems and know there are people around who will help you make it through. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
The daughter of an Olympic sprinter is shot and killed over the weekend. Trinity Gay, the daughter of Tyson Gay, was shot Sunday in the parking lot of a Kentucky restaurant. So far, 3 men have been arrested in her death, including a father and a son. The 15-year-old was in the parking lot with friends early Sunday morning when a shootout started between 2 parked vehicles. Gay was shot in the neck and died at the hospital. She was considered a rising track star at her school, placing in the top 5 of several events in the Kentucky state competition.
Everybody just remember her as someone that was helpful, funny, just a good person to hang around. She can make friends with anyone.
A candlelight vigil is being prepared in Gay's memory. Her father is considered the second fastest 100-meter runner of all time globally, behind Jamaica's Usain Bolt. A civil trial begins in the lawsuit of a former Penn State assistant coach who provided key evidence used to convict child molester Jerry Sandusky. Mike McQueary testified he once saw Sandusky sexually abuse a boy in a team shower and reported it to his boss, then Penn State head coach Joe Paterno. McQueary says the university retaliated against him by not renewing his contract in 2012 He's now asking for $4 million in damages. Young athletes are being urged to not specialize in basketball until they're at least 14 years old. According to guidelines announced by the NBA and USA Basketball, players should also take at least one day off from the game each week and extended time off at least once a year. These new guidelines follow research and recommendations from panels of medical experts, former players, and coaches throughout basketball. They found athletes who have the most success played multiple sports at a young age and did not focus on one specific sport until late adolescence. An Alabama football team is proving they're a family both on and off the field by playing part in one of their own most memorable life moments. A junior linebacker on Samford University in Birmingham enlisted the help of his team to propose to his girlfriend on the field. You can see she was caught completely by surprise as the team gathered around her with roses and did a choreographed dance to Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud. And yes, she did say yes. The video has been going viral on social media. That's awesome. Back to the kitchen now and see how the cakes are coming along with Judy Gallagher.
I have goosebumps. I love that story. Okay, so let's get started. I told you it was going to take a lot of bowls to make this, but it's worth it. So I have my flour, and you have to be really careful in these recipes. If it says to weigh it, hopefully you have a food measurer at home, or when you're using a measuring cup, use a knife to scrape it in. So I have my flour in here with some cinnamon. Now I'm going to add baking soda, baking powder, and salt. And you can get the exact amounts on our website, mysuncoast.com, and click on the recipes. Now, besides that cinnamon that I added, I'm going to do a little autumn spice blend because I really want to bring up the flavor. I basically married two recipes that I found recently, and the one thing I really need to do is kick up that flavor. So over here I have about 72% dark chocolate, so it's that bitter chocolate, and I've melted it in a double boiler. I'm going to take it off the heat now. I just want to cool it a little bit. I'm going to basically just kind of mix this all in, and I don't want to do too much. You can use a whisk so you don't break down that flour. Let's get over here. Instead of your typical butter shortening, we're using olive oil, a light olive oil, and this is really going to give it some moisture. We're going to do a total of 3 whole eggs, and use large eggs. Do not use extra large because it will add too much to the cake, so you have to be really careful, especially this time of year. If you do use extra large at home, what I do is I just keep them separated so I know, and I have a little note that says baking eggs on it. Now I'm going to add about 3/4 of a cup of sour cream, and then I'm going to add the sugar, granulated sugar. And you can use your mixer, your whisk if you want, but it's just as easy to just use a spatula and whisk this around. Now this particular recipe called for grated pumpkin. So you get your pumpkins, and you either use a roasting pumpkin or a pumpkin pie pumpkin, and it's a lot of work. Scoop out those seeds. We can save them and toast them later, and then you cut it up, and in it goes with some canned pumpkin, and when I come back, I'm ready to make the chocolate swirl part of this bundt cake. Stay with me. It's going to be a delicious cake today.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Your home is the largest investment you have. So when you're looking for furniture, window treatments, and accessories, from America's top brands like Henredon, American Leather, and Hunter Douglas, the only place you need to go is Bacon's. Quality, service, price. Bacon's Furniture and Design, Sarasota.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. It's a quiet day on the campaign trail as the candidates gear up for Wednesday's debate. It will be the third and final one of this campaign season. Donald Trump is focusing his attention on allegations the election is rigged. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton is enjoying a 4-point lead in some recent polls. ABC's Karen Travers has the latest now from Washington.
Donald Trump's going all in on his latest conspiracy theory.
The election is being rigged by corrupt media pushing false allegations and outright lies in an effort to elect Hillary Clinton.
The Republican nominee tweeting this morning, "Of course there is large-scale voter fraud happening on and before Election Day. Why do Republican leaders deny what's going on? So naive." Is this Trump's way of changing the subject away from the mounting allegations against him of sexual misconduct? Over the weekend, a steady drumbeat.
The process is rigged. It's a rigged election. It's a rigged system. And they take these lies and they put them on front pages.
But running mate Mike Pence on CBS with a different message.
We'll respect the will of the American people in this election.
Hillary Clinton's off the trail today, preparing for this week's third and final debate, as her campaign tries to contain the fallout from more supposed internal emails released by WikiLeaks. The latest batch, believed to be campaign chairman John Podesta's hacked emails, have not been independently verified by ABC News. The Clinton campaign points the finger at Russian hacking.
I don't give credence to any of these dumped documents because I don't even know if they're accurate.
And in Raleigh, North Carolina this morning, authorities are searching for who's responsible for firebombing the state's Republican Party headquarters Saturday. Graffiti scribbled next door reading, "Nazi Republicans leave town or else."
This is a horrific act of political terrorism.
Donald Trump blamed the fire on supporters of Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party, but authorities say so far there's no evidence indicating that. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
A federal judge is ordering Florida to give voters a chance to make sure their vote-by-mail ballots are counted. A ruling passed late Sunday says county elections offices should notify voters if their signature on a vote-by-mail ballot and their voter registration forms do not match. And if so, voters would then be given a chance to fix the problem by 5 p.m. the day before the election. The Florida Democratic Party sued the state because currently voters who do not sign their vote-by-mail ballot are given a chance to fix it, but voters whose signatures maybe don't match are not told about the problem until after the election is over. Tonight, the battle over one of Florida's Senate seats goes live as Marco Rubio and Patrick Murphy face off in a televised debate. You can watch it right here on ABC7 beginning at 7 p.m. tonight. We are preempting our normal evening newscast to bring you this hour-long debate. This is the first time these two have faced off during the campaign. We'll also be airing the debate on our website and mobile platforms. Rail service has been fully restored at Hoboken Terminal in New Jersey after a commuter train crashed into the station less than 3 weeks ago. 6 more tracks opened this morning along with the station's ticket office. Tracks 5 and 6 will remain closed as New Jersey Transit continues repairs. One woman was killed, more than 100 people hurt back on September 29th. The train's data recorder showed it was going twice the 10-mile-an-hour speed limit. Trains entering the station now will have to reduce their approach speed to 5 miles an hour. An amazing rescue is caught on camera in Massachusetts. Take a look. Cell phone video shows 3 bystanders saving a 68-year-old woman after she drove her car into a pond. A Good Samaritan is then seen swimming toward the car, opening the door to the back seat shortly before the car starts going under.
By the time I got to where she was, she had this terror, frantic look in her eyes, and I knew right away she couldn't swim.
Police say the 68-year-old was trying to back into a parking spot and then drove over a curb and into the lake. When she was pulled from the water, she was conscious, but was taken to the hospital to be treated for a mild case of hypothermia. Lucky those people were there to help her when she needed it.
Heroes.
Yeah. Well, another hot day here on the Suncoast, huh?
Indeed. We're looking at, again, today, temperatures that are close to 7-8 degrees above average. Man. Once again, I mean, it's just a whole string of those. Yeah. I mean, yesterday, one of the hottest months on record. Or last month, I think this month will probably end up being the same. You know,
let's face it, John, the whole summer was over average.
Oh, it was
right?
crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. The hottest globally, you know, on record. So, you know, I think a little bit of a cool down is warranted here. And hopefully, you know, we got one coming as we head into the weekend. But before that, we will deal with a little bit of cloud cover, a lot of sunshine, and some increasing humidity with an occasional shower or two, at least today. The humidity is pretty much at the ground because aloft the air is still pretty dry and really will not support any kind of widespread showery activity. But I put in about 10% near the coast and probably 20% in inland areas. And you can see those showers trying to work their way across the state, most of them dying out before they have a chance to do that. We talked a little bit about this cluster of clouds that we see down to our south, promising the Bahamas a fair soaking over the next couple of days. We'll talk more about what the Hurricane Center is watching very carefully and gives about a 20% chance of developing in just a few minutes. Scott?
John, thank you. New at noon, the man who fired at George Zimmerman's vehicle during a road rage confrontation has been sentenced. 38-year-old Matthew Apperson was convicted last month of attempted second-degree murder, aggravated assault, and shooting into a vehicle. He'll now be spending 20 years in prison. Last May, Apperson confronted Zimmerman and opened fire on him during a road rage incident. Apperson testified he acted in self-defense after Zimmerman flashed a gun. A busy lunch hour is no problem for a Wisconsin sandwich maker. She's being called the fastest sandwich artist in the land. She recently won top prize in Global Leadership Conference for making a sandwich in a record 48 seconds. She says creating a sandwich in less than a minute takes a lot of determination, and she hopes to get even faster. Subway employees gather every year at the conference to compete against each other to make sandwiches in the fastest time possible. Look at her go. Let's get back to the kitchen now. We're going to take our time on some delicious cake today, right, Judy?
Thanks, Scott. I'm glad you said that because this is a process. So the chocolate is completely melted. What I've done is I'm going to add just about a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract into the chocolate. And then I've separated about 2 cups worth of batter. What we're going to do is we're going to take the chocolate with that vanilla in it, and that's going to be the chocolate part of the cake. This is the good part right here. Okay, so scrape all that out. It's going to be yummy. Okay, so we're going to mix this part up, and then we're going to start with layering the bundt cake. So we have the chocolate layer, and then we have the regular pumpkin layer, and that's what makes the swirl. And this isn't a science out there, folks. This is just to, you know, it's going to look pretty. It's fine if it marries into it. Don't worry about it. So here we go. We're We're going to take some of this chocolate, and we sprayed our pan out really well with food release spray. I tend to use PM. I find that's the most consistent, but you really want to get that completely coated. We're going to take about half that mixture, the chocolate, and that's going to go in. Now we're going to go back to our regular batter, that delicious grated pumpkin. So think of this with the grated pumpkin, it's like a carrot cake. So this cake has texture to it, but we have that sour cream, the olive oil, and I added some canned pumpkin to give it extra moisture. So it's gonna be really moist. And then we'll go back and we'll do some more chocolate, and then we're just gonna take a tip of a knife and we're gonna swirl it through. And it's just going to make a really nice layer. So let's go ahead and do that so I can show you this part. And you know, be creative if you wanted to put chocolate chips in it or pecans. I'm going to put my pecans in the very last bit because I've made a glaze of powdered sugar, confectionery sugar, just a splash of orange juice and orange rind. Now I also put a tablespoon of orange rind in the batter. You don't have to, but it really adds some really good flavors. So we'll get this last bit in. We're going to bake it at 350 degrees until the toothpick comes out clean when you test it. About 45, 50 minutes tops, but this is the time of year you want to calibrate your oven. There's so much cooking going on. You want to make sure that it's really at the right temperature. So when we come back, it's time to cut into our cake and enjoy.
Our dad is an incredible man, a great father, and a hero who served his country well. He worked hard to take care of us. Now we take care of Dad with the help of Granny Nannies.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Joey Panic on Suncoast View. We're celebrating Stephanie's birthday with wine, women, and shoes, plus a preview of the musical Grease, and Yahtzee Grill is in the kitchen.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Granny Nannies. We've been making house calls for over 25 years. When you need home health care services, there really is no place like home.
Grandma! A helping hand and a gentle heart.
At 86 degrees currently with a dew point of 70. A little bit of fair weather cloudiness out there will yield an occasional shower as we head into the afternoon, I think. We'll probably top it out about 4 degrees warmer than we are right now, most likely. So another hot day on the forecast. We're looking at a few scattered clouds out in the Atlantic waters, and notice the general motion is for them all to be headed in this direction. Upper level winds kind of pushing them in that way. High pressure, the dominant weather feature, bringing us that northeasterly wind flow. Most of the deep south, pretty quiet, pretty tranquil. Drier air has filtered in aloft, and it's kind of suppressing any rain shower activities. That high pressure ridge building southward over the next day or two. And a frontal boundary back to the west, providing a little bit of heat relief for parts of the plains, the Ohio Valley, and the northeast, where they've seen temperatures that are running as much as 20 degrees above average. around New York now. This frontal boundary will be moving through this region over the course of the next couple of days, and by the end of the week, by Friday, the front will actually be on our doorstep, probably moving through here Friday night. Might trigger a shower or two, but one thing it will do will be to whip our winds around and bring us some drier, cooler air just in time for the weekend. Cool, crisp mornings and some afternoon highs that'll certainly be lower and decidedly more comfortable. This wind brings us a little bit of moisture from the Atlantic, and that's what's going to help fire off a shower or two. Mostly sunny, breezy, small chance of rain. You can see that dry air indicated by the tan contours at mid and upper levels sinking across the state of Florida, kind of squashing rainfall chances. Titan radar shows a few of those showers trying to move into our region. They tend to just kind of fall apart as they get closer to us, but a few of them will make it in. So some good news on the red tide front. This is the second spotter report that I have seen from Mote Marine showing decreased levels, a lot more green flags, decreased levels of the red tide toxins in the air. So that's good to see. Coquina Beach and North Jetty, both the two places that have some slight irritants in the air, but a lot of places are reporting no irritants whatsoever. Doesn't mean that it's completely cleared up, but it certainly means the impact on humans has been lessened by that northeasterly persistent wind. We're looking at this cloud cover that the Hurricane Center gives that 10% chance of development. You can almost make out a bit of a swirl in the atmosphere that computer models are hinting that maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but down the road, Wednesday and Thursday, might develop into a tropical system. If you look at this map, which kind of shows you where the winds are in the atmosphere that rip and tear at hurricanes and don't allow them to form and just tear their structure to pieces, there it's indicated by the red. So our coast is really not so good for hurricane development, nor is it out in the open Atlantic. The best thing for the system to do would be to move out toward this blue zone, but it can't do that because of steering currents. So it'll probably lift north and develop a low, if it does develop a low, and then be eventually pushed out by that approaching front that I was talking about out into open waters. But we'll watch it and see how strong it gets, how close to shore it gets. None of the computer models at this point are suggesting a U.S. landfall, but it could get close enough to cause some more rainfall for parts of the Carolina coast and maybe some pounding surf as well. We'll see how that plays out. Northeast wind at about 10, 5 to 10. Moderate chop, 2-foot seas, and the official Suncoast forecast over the long term shows those cooler temperatures and crisper nights and sunny skies coming our way as we head into the weekend. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. During Teen Driver Safety Week, AAA citing the top 3 mistakes teenagers make when they're learning to drive. The first is the most obvious, and that's speeding. The second, distractions from being on their cell phones or maybe interacting with people in the car. Finally, poor visual scanning. In other words, not paying enough attention to road signs and hazards. According to AAA, teens with parents who impose stricter driving limits reported fewer crashes and traffic violations. President Obama announcing today America's high school graduation rate has reached a new high. 83.2% of high school students are now graduating. Increases in that rate for the 2014-2015 school year were seen for all ethnic groups as well as for disabled students and students from low-income families. Still, there were some differences between groups. Asian Americans had a 90% graduation rate, while whites were at nearly 88%, followed by Hispanics at 78%, African Americans at 75%, and Native Americans at 72%. One of the Suncoast's most beloved fall traditions is back. The Hunsader Farms Pumpkin Festival kicking off this weekend in East Manatee County. If you missed it, don't worry. It's going on every weekend this month until Halloween. ABC7 photographer Samantha Shido gives us a closer look at the fun.
I just encourage everybody to come out to Hunsader Farms Pumpkin Festival, come see our circus, come get a lemonade, come ride a camel. It's a great day for the family.
There's so much stuff to do. There's hay rides, there's a corn maze, there's a live band, there's vendors galore, crafts, food, you name it, you can get it here.
We did art sands, and we zip lining, and we watched the bear show.
There's too much stuff to name. It's a great place. You know, people just seem very enthusiastic when they come out here. It's just good feelings, good vibes. Everybody's always happy. It's a little warm, but hey, it's Florida.
I like to just spend time with my family and
go walk around.
We live quite close, so we were lucky. We could spend most weekends with them. So coming to something like this is kind of nice.
I think it's fun to talk to the people. I think it's fun to see all the little kids. Everybody's so excited. Everybody just has a really great time.
How'd you catch your butterfly? I catch it with a stick and Daddy put them on my God.
I just got them off of bushes and I handed them to little kids.
I got it on a stick that had Gatorade, I think, on it, and then it crawled on there, and then I put it on my finger.
It's really nice to have these things like the Pumpkin Festival. It's so nostalgic, so great for families, and it's really nice to just kind of get out and be in the land with nature. You know, there's so much building up in the city, so it's a great event.
And with cooler weather coming this weekend, it should be a fun event on Saturday and Sunday. When we come back, we'll check in one last time with Chef Judy. Stay with us.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, dining segments, local events, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 specialty programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device and download your free ABC7 app now. ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Come experience the precision, performance, and power of the Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the comfort, gizmos, and gadgets you'd find in a luxury vehicle. And right now, get over 20% off. That's up to $15,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Your home is the largest investment you have. So when you're looking for furniture, window treatments, and accessories, from America's top brands like Henredon, American Leather, and Hunter Douglas, the only place you need to go is Bacon's. Quality, service, price. Bacon's Furniture and Design, Sarasota.
Back in the kitchen, Judy Gallagher. You talk, I'm eating.
Okay, so this is a pumpkin chocolate swirl bundt cake. You like that?
Oh,
it's very
boy.
moist because you have the sour cream and the olive oil, and then I added a little canned pumpkin. And I just think it's a great holiday cake. I made a simple orange glaze on top, but John, I took my favorite pumpkin granola and I put that in the center of it. So it's nice as you're serving it. You get that little bit of pumpkin granola with it too for some texture along with the chopped pecans.
That is wicked good.
Hey, that's what I want. That's as they say in Boston. Sir, thank you very much.
Delicious. Great holiday treat. Back to you, Scott. I'm busy over here.
I think he likes it. Yeah. All right. Thank you both. It was a big weekend for Harry Potter fans. A two-part play of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child officially opened Saturday in London. It was also the birthday of both Harry Potter and his creator, author J.K. Rowling. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them also premiered. The movie takes place 70 years before the Harry Potter adventures.
It's a brand new story. There have been no books about it. We don't know what to expect. There's new characters. We get to see all the new creatures. Basically everything is exciting about it.
You've known for 20.
Fantastic Beasts will be the first of 5 films, and it premieres here in the U.S. next month. Finally, here's a way to get in your house if you're locked outside. An Arizona man locked himself out in his home yesterday morning. He tried to get back in Santa style. We know how this story always turns out. There he is. He got stuck in the chimney, had to be pulled out. He was in 4 hours he spent in there before a neighbor heard him yelling for help. So firefighters lowered a rope and pulled him out. He didn't appear to be hurt, but he is dirty, as you can see. And definitely a reminder to know where your keys are or hide one somewhere.
Do not try this at home.
No, it
You know,
never works.
I don't consider myself claustrophobic, but I'll tell you what, confined in a tight space is one of the worst things in the world.
Only
I can't even imagine
Santa
that.
can make it down the chimney. We keep
It's
telling
magic.
people.
It's magic. He
Only
uses
the
magic.
magic is
Right, you are.
Oh, well.
It's what it takes.
Yeah.
Warm again today. Keep your fingers crossed for Friday. We want this front to come through with some steam and lower our temperatures down. At least the nighttime temperatures, make them cool and crisp and lovely for strolling outside.
I would love to turn the AC off
Oh,
for a little while.
I know.
you know?
Just for a day or two.
Yeah. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you again at 5, everyone.